Hello, Happy New Year, and how are we doing? Happy 2022 people, we made it, woo! I do still have my Christmas decorations up, as you can probably tell, and I have a good reason for it. I'm in denial that the holiday season has actually ended, so that's why the Christmas decorations are still up and my Christmas tree is right here. Also still in all of its glory. In fact, I might turn the lights on so it's all nice and cheerful. You can't see that, but I can, and it looks glorious. What did I do for Christmas 2021? I mainly spent it with my boyfriend in our cottage and also with family. We didn't go out and spend a lot of time socialising, obviously with COVID and Omicron, so we just spent our time with family and also with each other. So we stayed mainly in the flat and we had a great time. Now, decorating the cottage. That was an experience. I went to the local range in Tunbridge Wells and I raided it, basically. I really got into the holly jolly spirit of things, and as I am a Halloween girl, it takes a lot for me to say that, but I did really get into the spirit of things. My boyfriend went to work one day. Went to work and the flat was pretty much normal pre-Christmas, and then he came back that evening and it's like Christmas had thrown up in our cottage, so it looked amazing. I wanted to surprise him, so he'd come home and the fireplace was lit and it was all cozy and everything was an insane cacophony of Christmas decorations, and I managed to pull it off, so that was quite good. It was all good fun. Dressing the tree, now that was a funny story. My boyfriend and I were thinking, will we, won't we get a Christmas tree, because our cottage is tiny. This is the living room. You can practically put one hand on either side of the wall, so it's really small. So we thought, well, should we get a Christmas tree because it's going to take up so much of our space? Is it a good idea or not? I thought, you know what, again, I'll just surprise my boyfriend with a lovely Christmas tree. And next to the station in Tunbridge Wells, there's this florist, and at Christmas time she was also selling Christmas trees. So I bought the Christmas tree, and the lady, who's very, very sweet, said, you know, it's way too heavy for you to lift. I've just watered it. It's not a good idea for you to lift this. You'll probably end up pulling a muscle. I wouldn't in good conscience want to leave you with this tree to haul all the way back home. We're only a hop, skip and a jump away from the station and where her stand was, but she was convinced I wouldn't be able to carry it. I was pretty sure I would be able to because I'm quite strong, but she wouldn't hear of it. So I'd bought the Christmas tree and I was sort of not able to take it because she was so worried that I'd sprain my back or I'd pull a muscle, so she wouldn't let me take it even though I just bought it. I ended up having to call my boyfriend and tell him that I'd bought a Christmas tree and just say, you know, when you finish work, when you get off the train, let me know what time the train gets in and then we can carry the Christmas tree back together. And he said, yep, no problem, that's fine. I'll see you at the station at, let's say, 6 o'clock. I called my boyfriend and I said, oh, I'm here, I'm waiting with the tree, so I'll see you when you get here, just to give you a heads up. And he was like, oh my God, I completely forgot about the Christmas tree. Yeah, I totally forgot about it. So sorry. I couldn't leave it, and I felt way too embarrassed to say to this lady that could she hang on to it for another day. So she wouldn't let me take it because she thought that it was too heavy for me. So I was sort of left feeling really weird and like, oh shit, I don't know what to do. So I thought I'll have to wait until she closes up her stall, and then when the coast is clear, I can take the tree back to the house because I'm pretty sure I can lift it. It sounds so stupid. It's not really funny. It's not dramatic at all. It's not like a dramatic story time. I did end up being able to lift it perfectly fine and get it back to the flat, and I dressed it and it ended up looking pretty snazzy, if I do say so myself. even me, someone who is incredibly introverted, needs to get out of the house for their own mental well-being. So out of the blue, I said to my boyfriend, hey, let's go out for dinner. And then I had the following mental breakdown. Hi guys, yes, it's me. You know when you sort of, as an introvert, have this random outburst of social optimism, like, oh, let's go out and do something, and then afterwards you have the crippling fear of actually going and doing it. That's what I'm experiencing right now. It's like, why the fuck did you suggest to go for dinner? Why did you suggest leaving the house at all? So there's that, and that's what I'm currently struggling with. So I will let you know how it goes and hopefully insert some footage here. I tend to do that as an introvert. I will come up with a brilliant plan, like, oh, let's go out. And then afterwards I think, oh my God, what have I done? And that's what I'm experiencing at the moment. So I've got my Spanx on. I thought I'd go all out. I had a wash. I put a dress on. Holy shit. And now I've just actually got to leave the house. We ended up having a great time, and I managed to get over the whole terrifying aspect of going outside the house. My boyfriend decided to take it a step further by taking me ice skating. I'm not a massive fan of winter sports. If I'm not steady on my feet, I feel incredibly nervous. So being strapped to 2 blades on a whole sheet of ice was terrifying, but my boyfriend took me ice skating and we drank a lot of rum hot chocolates beforehand, and that was wonderful. It definitely took the sting off of ice skating and the fear. So I had a good time, but I was fucking terrified because there were so many people on the ice. Over here, zigzagging right in front of you. There was zooming everywhere, kids, older people, teenagers, and it just reminded me so much of when my boyfriend and I went skiing a couple of years ago. John has suggested that we go skiing again at some point, obviously when things have died down with COVID and restrictions have eased. We had Christmas lunch, and because of COVID and the restrictions, we weren't having like a huge family do. We just went to see my boyfriend's mum. I separately went to see my parents. I have a bubble with them and he has a bubble with his mother. And so that's what we did for Christmas. John was kind enough to make me a vegan nut roast, and I really appreciated it because it tasted fantastic. We just had some really great food and relaxed with the family. We did a bit of dog sitting, and that was really, it's exactly what the doctor ordered. I needed to relax. I think we all did, so that was really enjoyable. What did we do for New Year's Eve? Well, we pulled out this sofa bed and we got rid of all of the furniture around here, and we just sat and watched some films. We caught up on some TV and some documentaries. We had a couple of cocktails and we just stayed in. That's all we did. So for the week between Christmas and New Year's, we were just vegetating on the sofa, and for New Year's Eve, that's exactly what we did. We just had a couple of cocktails and we sat here watching Jules Holland's Hootenanny in the cottage with the fire going, having a whale of a time. It was so refreshing to do nothing and not feel stressed. I hope you had a wonderful holiday season, my lovelies, and that you were well rested coming into 2022, and I wish you all the best.